Ever have a moment like this when your arm hairs stand on end? When it happens to me, it's because I know I'm being exposed to hearing the truth. And this happened over and over throughout this movie that we're going to talk about and decode. And one of the reasons I felt like I had to do a video talking about the message in this movie is because it is so significant and so powerful. So I'm going to do my best to give a broad overview of this because there is so much background you need to know to understand what you're seeing in this movie that you're going to have to go and do your own research, because this is going to be a decoding like you will not hear anywhere else.
We are out of time. The end is near.
That's what they're telling us over and over in this movie, and that is why I wanted to get this out as soon as I could put it together. So before you go any further, this video has spoilers in it, so if you do not want to know what is in the movie, if you have not seen it, you want to stop the video now. And guys, for those of you that are subscribed to me and are not subscribed to Brian yet, I don't know if I've impressed upon you enough the importance of you watching his series to understand what is coming our way. Your fate literally lies in understanding what has happened before and what is going to happen again. So please watch his series in its entirety from beginning to end so that you can understand it. And if you don't get it the first time, that's okay. It's going to be difficult to get the first time. Then you watch it again. It's literally from start to finish, only a few hours. And I promise you, it's going to be the best few hours you could ever spend to understand. Because unlike in this movie, your fate is not going to be quick like the characters in this movie. It's not going to be quick and it's not going to be painless. So please go over and watch his series so you can understand what is really being conveyed in this movie. You can go watch all the other decoders, but you aren't going to understand shit because they don't understand what they're seeing. So the point I'm going to hammer home time and time again is what this is talking about is the plasma that causes the catastrophe. And then when you can look at it from that standpoint, you can start to see this movie and other movies with a new pair of glasses. Remember, they, meaning the controllers with the hidden knowledge of our true history, are just describing what they saw in the sky when the plasma happened. All they knew is what they saw. They attribute it to a godlike being in the sky. They did not know then, and they do not know now, that it is really plasma. They just know it's a population control occurrence. The knowledge the controllers have that has been passed down is limited. We know it is plasma, but they believe it to be a god. So now let's get to Thanos. The character's name is a derivation of Thanatos, the personification of death and mortality in Greek mythology.
The entire time I knew Thanos, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. The entire time I knew Thanos, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe.
And that's exactly what happens every time this has occurred. It has wiped out civilization, and everything has had to restart and reset all over again. Hence the name Infinity War, that it has been going on and it's going to continue to go on for infinity. And so we hear Thanos talk over and over again in this movie about restoring the balance, and that he must wipe out life so that worlds don't get drained of all their resources, and so everyone can have enough and have plenty to survive. So what he's referring to is the changeover from blue sky to red sky, where if you watch Brian's series, that you'll know about the golden age, where, and they actually portrayed this in the movie in the scenes with the pinkish purpley skies of the time of abundance, when because of the climate and the way that the light hits the earth, that there's no winter, no night, and there's plenty of food and resources for everyone, so there's nothing to fight over. So we have Thanos that is on a mission to wipe out most of life. They say half in the video, as a merciful act to help life continue in each world. And so you have all these superheroes coming together from Marvel. You have gods like Thor. You have technology. You have all these special abilities and all these heroes that cannot stop Thanos. So what they are telling you is that no amount of humans and technology and heroes are going to defeat this, because this happens regardless over time. It doesn't matter what they do. They've tried and they cannot stop this from occurring. So I want to talk about Tony Stark. What he represents in this movie is technology. And though he was injured and defeated, which represents the technology being defeated, he does survive. And his surviving in the movie represents that even though technology has been destroyed through each of the civilization-ending events, it always re-emerges. There is no defeating technology in the long run. And we know that the controllers love and worship their technology. And now we're going to go to the ending. As I told you, I was going to give you a broad overview of this video, as it would take a whole series, literally, to break down every single thing that we noticed in this movie. So all the heroes were defeated, and Thanos gets all the Infinity Rings, and basically we see all of our beloved superheroes turn to dust and evaporate. So now we're going to go to see what the Bible says about this, because that's what you're seeing play out here. So this is from Matthew 24:36 through 41. The day and hour unknown. But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding with a hand mill, one will be taken and the other left. So what this is saying is that no one is going to see what is coming, and what is referred to as the Son of Man is the plasma. So literally you are seeing portrayed in this video people being turned to dust as a representation of this biblical reference. So that's what they're saying, guys. They're saying that in the end, that half will be taken. They're showing you what is going to happen. Now, not everybody is just going to be evaporated and turned to dust, which is why you should watch Brian's series, so that you can understand all the different obstacles that humans are going to have to overcome as a result of the plasma if they are going to survive. And the final point I want to touch on about the ending is them killing off the following characters. So my son watched this movie and he said, oh, they're just doing this as a cliffhanger so that they can make another movie and make money off of it. And yes, it's reported that they are creating a follow-up Avengers movie. But of course they are, because the people making the movie don't understand what's coming either. So, them getting rid of all these characters, including the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a huge success, and the Black Panther, which did very well at the box office, killing off Spider-Man, of all characters. They are making it impossible to make following movies, including those characters. Now, it is my belief that they are not going to bring back these characters, and they are not going to make a follow-up Avengers movie. Why? Because they told you the ending in this movie. They told you how it's really going to end, and they know it's coming soon, either this year or the following year. So there's no need to make a follow-up movie because they know it's the end. So they basically tell you, yes, all these characters die, which is a representation of what's going to happen in the world, and there's not going to be another movie or bringing back these characters, which would be nearly impossible to realistically do with how they all died in this movie. So when you understand that it's all about money for them, that they would not kill off these characters if they were able to continue to make money off of them by making sequels. But that's not the plan, because there's not going to be any time left. So, in summary, the Avengers Infinity War is a story about the plasma, which causes civilization to end through the worldwide destruction that happens through the electromagnetic changeover. And when you watch this movie again, I want you to pay attention at the ending when Thanos completes his mission of wiping out half of life. He sits down and looks over the red sky sunset. And the last time this occurred, any humans that survived described what they saw and what happened in the best way they could with what they knew. And in this movie, it is being portrayed as Thanos. So guys, I hope to go into more detail with this at a later date and maybe dissect this a little bit more, because there was so much in this movie that was speaking to this, but there's only so much time, and this video took a long time to make. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. I'm interested to hear what you have to say in the comments if you watch this movie again after watching my video breakdown of it. So anyways, guys, everybody stay safe, be good to one another, and as always, God bless.